in the city's most high-security bank. A crew of robbers shows up to pull off a heist, but the moment they get inside, they realize another team has already arrived to rob the place. And the way this guy ends up stealing 25,000 crore rupees will absolutely blow your mind. But the real question is, why this robbery? And who is this unstoppable man? I'm here to break it all down with the explanation of the movie Thunivu. At the beginning of the movie, a news report about stock exchange fraud is shown, where a presenter explains how these scams operate. The scene then cuts to the New York Stock Exchange. This is where sensitive trading data is sent through optical fiber cables to various agents. During this transfer, an organization known as the Flash Boys intercepts the signal. From a nearby building, they steal the data by moving through the optic cable. This allows them to access all trading information 30 minutes before the market opens. And with this advantage, the organization makes massive profits. We're then introduced to the leader of the Flash Boys, Sunil Dutta. He's the genius behind these financial heists, which is why he's one of the FBI's most wanted criminals. Eventually, the FBI catches him at a resort while he's relaxing in a swimming pool. Next, we see a group of people in the middle of the ocean transferring weapons from one ship to another. This is where Sunil Dutta is handed over to them. After that, we meet ACP Ramachandran, who is secretly planning a bank robbery with his team and weapons. He teams up with a man named Radhe to rob a bank called Your Bank. Ramachandran explains that the bank holds 1,500 crore rupees, of which 500 crore is illegal money. They plan to steal only the illegal 500 crore. Since the bank has no official record of it, they won't be able to report the theft. Then, Rama details the entire plan. The bank opens at 10 a.m. Right when doors open, customers start pouring in and employees get busy. That's when they'll walk in and take everyone hostage. Coincidentally, there's also a government event happening that day, where a large number of police officers will be deployed. The event is about an hour away from the bank, giving the robbers a perfect window to finish the job before cops arrive. They plan that 3 of them will enter through the front entrance, and 3 will enter from the back. They'll plant explosives at both gates to intimidate people. After grabbing the money, they'll break open the back wall and escape. Rama tells Radha not to worry because he is the area's ACP. He promises that his police team will intentionally arrive late, giving them plenty of time to complete the heist. The next scene shows Radhe and his men entering the bank and taking everyone hostage. They take full control of the bank. But then Radhe spots a white-haired man with a beard quietly sitting inside. This man is known as Dark Devil. Before Radhe's team even understands what's happening, Dark Devil brutally beats all of them to the ground. Now he takes control of the entire bank. At first, the employees think this unknown man saved them from the robbers, but their illusion falls apart when Dark Devil announces that he himself is here to rob the bank. He even offers Radhe a chance to join his side. Surprisingly, Radhe almost agrees. Then, it's Ronnie's. Meanwhile, a bank employee manages to alert the police. We see ACP Rama casually sipping tea. When he hears about the robbery, he intentionally avoids going there and stops others from responding as well. The later his police team arrives, the better for their plan. But then he hears that the bank has fallen under someone else's control. Dark Devil. Hearing this, ACP panics and rushes to the scene. On the way, the ACP wants to talk to Devil, but Devil refuses. He says he'll only talk to Sub-Inspector Anthony. By now, police and media have swarmed the area. The story goes viral across the country. Now we meet the bank's chairman, Chris. He talks to his partner, Sam, and says that their bank is a developer bank. If a robbery happens, their reputation will get destroyed. So he orders that the robbers must not be allowed to steal even a single rupee. Then Commissioner Dayalam arrives and takes charge. Inside the bank, Devil tells his men to open the vault. When the locker opens, stacks of cash are revealed. The Devil orders the employees to count it. It totals exactly 1,500 crore rupees. Suddenly, Radier attacks Devil from behind, but Devil shoots him, injuring him. Devil then plays a voice recording of ACP Rama. In the recording, Rama reveals that after the robbery, he planned to kill Radhe. Hearing this, Radha realizes Devil is telling the truth and completely sides with him. Meanwhile, Devil's voice is being broadcast on live TV. Because of his voice changer, he sounds like Michael Jackson, so people start calling him that. Sam then reaches the scene, meets the commissioner, and reveals the secret of the illegal 500 crore. They assure him that they won't let the robbers walk away with any cash. The commissioner asks Devil for his demands. Devil replies that he needs a submarine to escape with the money, but the Devil isn't working alone. He has a partner named Kanmani. She's operating from outside, hacking all the CCTV cameras and sending police updates directly to Devil through a covert communication system. She also signals to a constable, warning him that Devil doesn't have much time left. Next we see the police's temporary hospital office. An injured officer is being questioned about the robbers, but he says everyone wore masks, white shirts and black pants except one person who wore a white shirt and green pants. He also mentions that there were 9 people involved. The police check the CCTV footage and see only 6 robbers entering from outside. That means 3 robbers were already inside. Reviewing old footage, they finally spot Devil. Meanwhile, Devil discovers a huge bomb inside the bank, but he's shocked because his team didn't bring any bombs. This confirms that someone else is trying to pull off their own robbery inside the bank. Keep this point in mind. We'll come back to it at the end. Back to the story. Chris calls the chief minister and demands military support to ensure no money gets stolen. The CM agrees, and the military joins the police. Right then, Devil blows up 2 cars outside the bank, sending fear through the crowd. Media coverage becomes even more intense, and the opposition party starts using the situation to attack the government. Seeing the chaos, Chris calls his friend, asking if help is needed, but he's told the commissioner has taken full control. Meanwhile, Kanmaki continues to feed Devil live updates, but the commissioner orders all outside CCTV cameras destroyed. Rama then follows a suspicious wire from the explosion site. A witness mentions a van passing by earlier. Rama chases it. Kanmaki was inside the van. She burns the van, escapes in another car, but a witness notes the license plate. Rama sends 5 officers to track the car. They find it in a parking area. Kanmaki kills all 5 officers and escapes. She immediately updates Devil. The Devil then calls the commissioner and informs him about the 5 dead bodies in the parking lot. He advises them to recover the bodies and says they'll find evidence pointing to the real mastermind. The police find a dropped phone playing Rama's robbery planning video. The commissioner arrests ACP Rama. Meanwhile, Kanmaki kidnaps Sam and forces him to reveal the bank's deepest secrets. Through Sam, she learns the bank is hiding 25,000 crore rupees in its locker. During interrogation, Rama finally breaks. He reveals that Sam was involved in the plan. Rama and Sam are childhood friends, and Sam offered him a 20% cut. That's why Rama agreed and began searching for a capable team. He approached Devil first, but Devil refused. So he hired Radhi's team. But now Devil is doing the robbery for his own reasons. Then, police check their records and discover that Devil is officially dead. So who is robbing the bank? Are these fake devils? The commissioner is confused. Trying to prove his innocence, Rama attempts to show that the bomb at the main gate is fake, but when he throws it away, it explodes and Rama dies instantly. A ministry official calls the commissioner and orders him to remove the terrorist from the bank at any cost, through negotiation or force. Hearing this, the commissioner contacts Devil again and asks for his demand. The Devil says he wants to speak with Chairman Chris. The Devil personally calls Chris and asks him to come to the bank. Chris refuses. Devil questions why Chris has visited the bank 18 times in 6 months. If he could come 18 times, why not one more time? Devil reveals he has discovered something big. Chris immediately calls Sam, but Kanmati is the one holding Sam's phone. She overhears that the bank contains 25,000 crore rupees and informs Devil. Inside the bank, Devil's men are searching when they hear a vibrating phone and uncover someone hiding. This man claims responsibility for the entire plan. He kills Roddy and seizes the locker. He turns out to be Chris's insider. He updates Chris, and Chris decides to go to the bank. The minister calls Chris, warning him not to go, but Chris prepares his men anyway. The bank employees are still held hostage. At his signal, the employees attack Devil's men and capture Devil. Chris arrives. The commissioner tells him to negotiate with the Devil. Before entering, the police gave him a microphone. Chris breaks it so the police cannot hear the conversation. He threatens to kill everyone and blame the Devil. Devil begins revealing his past, taking us into a flashback. We see Devil's former team people he treated like family. He loved a girl from his team, and they were planning their wedding. Rama originally approached the Devil with the robbery offer. Devil declined. Sam feared Devil might expose him, so he hired attackers to wipe out Devil's entire team. Everyone died except Devil and Kanmani, who barely survived. They burned their car and threw it off a cliff to fake their deaths. They recovered in a safe house owned by a kind man. On TV, the news claimed Devil's rival gang killed his team. Tracking a hidden microphone, Devil discovered that Chris ordered the attack. Afraid Devil knew too much. Back to the present, Devil tells Chris that if he kills him, he'll send the audio recording to the commissioner. Chris offers him 500 crore to walk away. Devil refuses. He wants the entire 25,000 crore. Meanwhile, police capture Sam. Devil had already shared Sam's location. Sam spills everything, how Chris planned the robbery. But before any more could be revealed, Kanmani detonates a bomb, killing Sam. The commissioner alerts Chris. Chris instructs his men to kill Devil, but their guns are fake. Devil overpowers all of them and takes back control of the bank. We now flash back 3 years. At a Europe Bank event honoring top employees, journalists questioned declining credit card usage. A bank employee explains how they push credit cards and loans to customers without revealing the risks. If loans aren't repaid in 50 days, interest shoots up to 36%, doubling the amount in 3 months. But the employee is told not to mention these downsides, or sales will drop. Later, that employee is moved to the mutual fund department, where the bank scams customers out of 25,000 crore rupees. The bank then declares bankruptcy so Chris can embezzle the money. Customers call the employee in panic. He goes to his boss, who tells him to ignore the calls and keep working. The employee threatens to expose the scam. The boss reminds him that all forms have his signature, meaning he'll be blamed and jailed. Meanwhile, Chris visits the bank. Customers gather in protest after the employee secretly informs them that Chris is coming. Chris learns of the protest. The employee is called upstairs and thrown off the building. In the crowd, 3 customers are burned alive in staged chaos. The injured employee is driven around instead of being taken to the hospital, and he dies without treatment, all under Chris's orders. Commissioner Ramachandran calls the employee's father, claiming his son committed suicide, and we learn the dead employee was the son of the man who saved Devil and Kanmani. That's why Devil is here. Back in the present, Devil calls the commissioner and asks him to send the media inside. He's ready to expose the truth. A cameraman and a constable enter. Devil forces Chris to sign a confession. On live TV, Chris publicly admits everything, how he stole 25,000 crore from the public. One of Chris' partners calls the CM, asking him to save Chris. The CM refuses until he's offered a 50% cut. The CM agrees. The commissioner informs Devil that military forces have arrived and surrounded the bank. The military orders everyone to come out with their hands up. The Devil walks out holding Chris. Soldiers surround them. Chris orders them to shoot Devil. Devil shoots Chris in the hand and reveals he's holding a bomb. If they shoot him, he'll detonate it and kill Chris too. The Devil drags Chris onto a boat and heads toward open waters. The military chases him. After a brutal fight, Devil jumps to another boat and tosses Chris into the water. The military arrests Chris. In the climax, Devil jumps into the sea with all the money. No one can find him. The military retrieves the cash from Chris's ship. That was the Devil's plan all along. Use the military to return the stolen 25,000 crore to the people. And finally, The people receive their money back. With that, the movie comes to an end. What did you think of the movie? Share your theories and favorite moments in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next movie explanation video.